I know it feels like a Monday, and trust me, my morning has already been a wild one. I've got to get this video out before heading over to the dealership because my car is a complete disaster, but that's a story for another time. For now, you won't believe what just dropped. The SEC has completely flipped its stance on crypto regulation. Meanwhile, China's housing market is in freefall, sending shockwaves through the global economy. And the charts? They're practically shouting that XRP is setting up to outperform Ethereum in the weeks ahead. This isn't just random news, this is the puzzle coming together with regulation, macroeconomics, and technicals all aligning. If you're not paying attention, you're about to see why XRP might be the play of this cycle. Welcome back to the Bullwinkle Blueprint. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel for free, the easiest way is by smashing that like button while you watch. Let's dive right into the numbers. Bitcoin is at 19,563, up 1.2%. Ethereum is sitting at 4,337, down nearly 2%. XRP is holding the number 4 spot for now, but don't worry, number 3 is coming back. Tether is at 2.77, slightly down, 0.03% in the last day. Total crypto market cap stands at 3.73 trillion. And then boom, SEC Chair Paul Atkins drops a bombshell. Regulation by enforcement against crypto is officially over. Thank you, Ripple, for fighting that battle. This might sound like dry legal jargon, but it's absolutely massive. For years, the SEC's main playbook was lawsuits, settlements, and endless ambiguity. That strategy kept institutions on the sidelines and slowed adoption, exactly what the big players wanted. But now that era is ending, and that, my friends, is a giant green light. Institutions don't need regulators to like crypto. They just need a clear rulebook. If the SEC is abandoning enforcement by surprise, it means a framework is finally on the way. Why does that matter? Because clear rules open the floodgates. It sets the stage for one of the biggest bull runs in crypto history. ETFs can be approved faster. Custodians can scale. Banks can integrate without hesitation. And companies like Ripple, who've been building with compliance in mind for years, stand to gain the most. This is the shift we've all been waiting for. The gloves are coming off, the fight is ending, and real adoption is finally on the table. Now, later today at 2:00 p.m. Eastern, President Trump is making an announcement from the Oval Office. Will it be about crypto, politics, the Fed, the housing market, maybe a mix of all of the above? If you caught yesterday's video, we went deep on the housing market's ripple effect on crypto. Make sure you check that out if you missed it. And just as Trump lines up this announcement, the odds of a rate cut have jumped to nearly 90%. That means liquidity injections could soon hit the markets. Meanwhile, Paul Barron highlighted how China's housing meltdown is shaking the global stage. Let's break that down. China is unraveling. And it's not just their problem. They consume more than half of the world's steel, copper, and iron. Less construction means collapsing demand for commodities, which drags down global exporters and miners. And when one of the world's largest economies starts pulling back, capital looks for safe havens. Right now, that flow is heading into gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. Add US. Rate cuts on top, and suddenly you have a perfect storm that pushes money toward digital assets. This is where most investors miss the point. Crypto isn't just about tech anymore. It's becoming a global hedge. When traditional markets stumble, housing, commodities, equities investors rotate into neutral, liquid assets. And right now, that rotation is favoring digital assets just as commodities weaken. That's not a coincidence. It's the early stages of a massive shift. And let's not forget about Chainlink. I've been bullish on Link for a long time, and I still believe this is a 5-tanks asset. Their swift partnership and dominance in DeFi development are proof. With over 311 tracked dev events, Chainlink is way ahead of the pack. Rumors are even swirling about a potential Cardano integration. Sergey Nazarov, the man running the show, knows the value of what he's building, and he plays hardball because he knows he's sitting on something priceless. But back to XRP. Incredible Crypto pointed out something critical. The XRP ETH pairing has already printed confirmed daily bullish divergences, and now the 3-day chart is lining up for another one. That's multiple confluences pointing to XRP's strength over ETH weakness. It's technical proof that momentum is shifting in XRP's favor, even before the price action explodes. So step back and look at the alignment. Regulation just flipped in XRP's favor. Macro conditions from China's collapse to US liquidity are tailwinds for digital assets. And the XRP ETH charts are flashing clear signs of XRP outperformance. Fundamentals, macros, and technicals are all saying the same thing. XRP is primed for strength. Forget the noise. Ignore the dips. Don't get distracted by the red candles. October is coming, and it's called Uptober for a reason. If history rhymes, XRP's next move could leave ETH and the rest of the market struggling to catch up.